Hello! Welcome back po sa ating Special Moments with Dr. P. Yung topic po na pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay tungkol sa PWD ID. So, marami pong mga parents nagtatanong sa atin, parang ano ba tong PWD ID? Para bang senior citizen ID siya? Or ano bang silbi nito? So, to join us in this episode, I'd like to welcome Dr. Aicelle De Pico. She's a Developmental-Behavioral Pediatrician.
Hi, Dr. P. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Ayan, sige. So, simulan natin yung ating discussion tungkol sa PWD ID. Actually po, meron po tayong RA 10754 na naisabatas noong December 2016. And nilalaman po nitong batas na to yung expanded benefits and privileges of persons with disability, no, Doc Ice? Now, usually tatanungin ng magulang, kailangan ko ba to? Meron bang mga benefits to getting this PWD ID?
Yes, it's very advantageous to have a PWD ID kasi marami kang benefits. So, one of the benefits you get, which we are all aware, they have 20% discount and VAT exemption. So, for what? So, one, for your medicines. So, just let us be clear na this is just the medicine exclusively for the use of the person with disability.
Hindi pwede i-share.
Hindi pwede
sa kapatid.
Hindi pwede kay lola.
Kay lola, kay mommy.
Si lola most likely may senior citizen naman siya. So, meron siyang sarili niyang discount.
Okay.
So, importante you have a prescription for the drug. And this should be accepted in all drugstores nationwide.
Okay.
So, aside from your medicines, you also have a discount from your medical and dental services, diagnostic and laboratory fees, and professional fees ng mga doctors or any professionals na allied health professionals.
Kasama ba dito yung therapies? Kasi marami sa mga kids with disabilities, iba-ibang klaseng therapy, di ba? May OT, PT, speech. Kasama ba to dun sa benefits?
Yes, included. For your rehabilitation services, PT, OT, speech, that's included. And also, for mga assistive devices. So, if you need a wheelchair or mga orthotics or prosthetics, dapat meron ding 20% discount. Yes.
Doc Ice, how about enrollment? Diba, ibang kids, ang mahal ng SPED school o mga special education schools. Kasama ba to sa benefits na makukuha through the PWD ID?
So, unfortunately, for now, wala pa. But, some schools, they offer like mga scholarships or mga grants. So, you can ask the school if they have for persons with disability.
Okay. So, dahil nare-recognize yung individual as a person with disability, they qualify for these scholarships, no?
Yes.
Right.
So, aside from that, you also get 20% off sa restaurants, including take-out, ha?
Pati take-out?
Yes, including take-out.
Sa buong barangay?
No, again.
Okay, no,
limited
again.
consumption only of the person with disability.
Okay.
So
pwede ako mag-take-out for one person?
Yes, okay. And then, recreation centers, ano ba to? Mga theaters, cinema. Kung may carnival sa inyo, dapat may 20% off din yung admission fees doon. Kasi covered siya sa batas.
Okay.
Okay, and then mga lodging establishments like hotels, motels, pension houses, 20% off din. And kung walang pre-pandemic, so mahilig tayong magbiyahe, right?
Mag-travel.
Pero
sa airplane, ganon, airfare.
Hopefully in the future, so regular airfare. So, pag promo airfare, di ba
mga piso.
Mga piso fare. Noon, hindi kasama yun.
Hindi kasama. Halimbawa, business class o first class yung gustong sakyan ng PWD natin.
Pwede. As long as, again, regular fare.
Regular fare. So, pag discounted na, kumbaga,
wala na.
Hindi na talaga pwede. Okay.
And then, sa mga transportation, like mga buses, jeepneys, taxis, mga ganun, pati Grab included. So, you also have a 20% discount for that.
Marami palang benefits din na makukuha, no, by getting the ID. Doc Ice, ang tanong ko lang, syempre merong mga parents, merong mga guardians who care for these children. Meron din ba silang benefits na makukuha if these kids are registered dito to have that PWD ID?
Yes, for those taking care of children or people with disability, may tax incentives silang nakukuha for that. So, included yon. And then, so aside from the 20% off, Sa basic necessities naman, so when they go sa grocery, they get 5% off naman. So when we say basic necessities, ito yung mga rice, meat, fruits, ganyan. Mga sugar, ganyan. So kasama siya. But take note, you have to bring your booklet. When you go to the groceries, kasama yon. You need to bring your purchase booklet. Meron limit na 1,300 a week ang discount mo, and then any unused amount for that week, hindi siya pwede i-carry over to the next week.
Okay.
Just that week lang.
For
you
1 week lang siya. So, para siyang senior citizen, Doc Ice?
Similar siya talaga sa
yung
senior
benefits
citizen.
ng senior citizen.
But again, take note, no double discount. So, if you use your PWD ID, you cannot get the discount
hindi
na from your
sabay.
senior.
Hindi magiging 40%
hindi
yun.
And then for like sa restaurants, kung may promo yung restaurant, naka 50% off, then you have to choose one. You cannot get the 50 off and then the 20
so, piliin
off.
na lang nila yung mas mataas na discount.
Parang masulit,
diba? Sulit talaga. Okay. So, nakita po natin yung benefit of availing of that PWD ID, no? And mukha talagang very substantial to, no?
Definitely.
Now, Doc, siguro baka we can discuss ano yung mga requirements. So, ano yung mga requirements para sabihin na qualified yung tao na with disability. Siguro, Doc, pag-usapan muna natin, sino yung qualified to have these, to apply for a PWD ID?
Yes. So first, let's talk about the requirements. So first, you need to get a PWID application form. So saan mo ba makukuha to? So you can get it from your DSWD offices or Persons with Disability Affairs offices or yung PDAO. Whichever is available in your city hall, municipal hall, barangay hall. So even in the offices of NCDA or National Council on Disability Affairs, meron din sila. And the most convenient is online.
Correct.
From the DOH online registration system. So we will provide the address in the description box below.
Opo. So, tignan nyo lang po, nasa description box, i-click nyo na lang so that you can get the form na i-fill up nyo.
So, so the form, it's usually composed lang naman of your basic info.
Basic info lang, mabilis siya i-fill up ng
mabilis
mga parents.
But, meron kasing part doon na we want to discuss more. Kasi, ito usually yung where the confusion arises. So, ito yung type of disability and cause of disability. So, para when you go there and you fill up, alam mo na kung saan category mo i-check yung condition ng person with disability.
Okay. Siguro, isa-isahin lang natin. Actually, this is a review, no? Kasi meron tayong isang episode wherein we talked about yung mga developmental disabilities. But siguro, to differentiate it, hindi lang pang developmental disability yung PWD card natin. Pati yung, let's say, mga elderly na nagka-stroke or a person who had accidents before, they can also avail of this PWD ID.
So first, we'll go through yung mga sensory impairments muna. So yung may deaf or hard of hearing. So ito yung tinatawag natin may mga hearing loss or hearing impairment. So it can be mild to severe. Pero not everyone can easily get this. You need to have a hearing test done kasi merong specific requirements before you can apply for a PWD ID. And another is yung visual disability naman. So again, meron din silang criteria. Hindi porket you're wearing eyeglasses, you have astigmatism, you can qualify na for this. So again, there are strict criteria also for this. So again, it's important to really have a checkup done with the doctor talaga.
Tama. Tapos meron pa tayo ibang kinds of disability, ano? Nandiyan din yung orthopedic disability at saka yung physical disability. If you look at the two conditions, example ng orthopedic, yung mga severe na scoliosis, no? Yung nagli-limit talaga ng movement, kasama siya doon. Yung physical disability, kasama dito, let's say, yung mga bata na may cerebral palsy o kaya yung mga mas matatanda, mga elderly na nagka-stroke. So, again, limited din yung movement or yung motor action ng mga body limbs nila, no? Yan.
And then another type is yung intellectual disability. So when we say intellectual disability, ito yung they have difficulty understanding or mahirap na turuan ng mga bagong bagay or yung mga complicated na mga information, parang nahihirapan na silang intindihin. And next, another type is your learning disability. So usually, learning disability, intact yung sensory, emotion, and intellect nila. But they still have difficulty mostly with academic skills. So ito yung reading, writing, spelling, math, ganon.
So yung mga dyslexia natin kasama dyan.
That's under learning disability.
Okay. Tapos, meron din po tayo yung mental disability. Kasama naman dito, halimbawa, nagka-problem talaga sa brain nila when they were developing or habang bata pa sila. Kasama rin po dito yung mga mental health disorders natin, yung depression or yung schizophrenia, kasama rin po siya dito. Bukod po dito, meron din yung psychosocial disability. Dito naman yung mga acquired behavioral concerns or cognitive, emotional, or social impairment. Tapos minsan po, dito sa category na to sinasama yung ADHD at saka yung autism spectrum disorders natin.
And then lastly, we have the speech and language impairment. So, ito yung may mga difficulty with expressing themselves or forming the words, yung medyo hindi naiintindihan yung when they talk. So that's the last type.
Okay. Siguro, Doc Ice, pag-usapan naman natin yung causes, no? Like, di ba may isang column din doon kasi, and mahirap din minsan i-qualify ano ba yung mga causes na to of the disability.
So actually, itong mga causes, no, parang they can overlap. Pero I think the best is kung ano yung tingin mo best fits the condition of the person with the disability, yun yung i-check mo.
O kaya the doctor, when they issue the certificate, kasi nakalagay din doon yung possible cause of the disability.
They can specify for you. So first is the acquired. So when we say acquired, it developed during the person's lifetime. So parang nangyari sa kanya, like nagka-accident or nagkasakit, kaya siya nagkaroon ng ganon. So hindi siya pinanganak with that condition. So ito yung mga na-car accident, tapos nagka-brain trauma. So because of that, parang may limited mga movement na sila. So ito yung mga acquired. And then, second is yung cancer. So yes, I think that's already self-explanatory. And then chronic illness, so ito yung mga condition na naglalast a long time, no? So they could have started out mild lang and then they progressively worsen, yung lumala ng lumala. So again, if you look at this, parang pwede siya mag-overlap dun sa acquired, di ba? But again, parang check mo na lang kung ano yung best talaga for your condition. And then, we have the congenital inborn.
So, ito yung mga bata na inaalagaan natin.
Correct. Ito yung mga pinanganak ka already with this condition. So, very, classic nito is the Down syndrome. So, yan. And then, we have a category of injury. So, again, parang this self-explanatory na lang na physical damage. It caused physical damage na that limited yung function talaga ng person because of that injury. And then, last, you have your rare disease. So, in the Philippines, ang rare disease, it is dictated by the National Institute of Health, kung ano yung mga under rare diseases. So, sa Philippines, that's occurring in 1 in 20,000 in the population.
Okay.
So, ang makonti lang, 0.005% lang of the population ang meron nito. Classic condition under rare disease is your MSUD or yung maple syrup urine disease.
Mga genetic conditions,
yes, mga genetic, chromosomal conditions. So, sila yung mga nandito sa rare diseases.
Right. Sige. So, napag-usapan natin yung different types of disability and yung causes nila. Siguro, Doc Ice, let's go to the requirements. Like, how can parents avail of the PWD ID?
Okay. So, aside from your completed PWD ID application form, so you need 2 1x1 or 2x2 ID picture. So, since the pandemic, it's hard, no, to have a picture developed, diba? Parang saan? So, the LGUs naman accommodated na you can just take a picture with your phone, you bring it there, and they'll print it for you in the office. Okay, so you also need the barangay clearance. Kasi usually there, it's written yung address mo. So, again, they want proof of residency. Doon ka talaga nakatira sa city na saan ka nag-apply ng PWD ID.
Tama.
And then, any government-issued ID. So, for
Pwede
the parents
okay.
or the PWD
right.
nag-applicant.
Doc Ice, actually, important din yung medical certificate na makukuha nila from their doctors. Pero, merong iba nire-require na kailangan government hospital issued, no? And there's a form po, makikita nyo rin sa link sa description part sa baba ng episode na to. Pwede nyo rin ito i-forward sa doctors nyo para kung wala silang copy of the medical certificate, pwedeng ito yung bigay nyo kasi nakalagay na rin doon, di ba? Yung types, it helps facilitate the filling up of the form.
Correct. So, it's a template na your doctors can just fill up para tama yung information. So, it's important to note na every LGU, they also have mga separate nila na mga requirements.
Kanya-kanyang requirements.
Like in Mandaluyong, aside from the following requirements na we mentioned, they're also requiring COMELEC registration.
Right.
And again, the proof of residency. And then yung iba naman, instead of 1x1, they would require 2x2 picture. So it's important to ask na lang talaga on the LGU where you plan to apply for your PWD ID.
Okay, so kailangan magtanong. If hindi po sure, magtanong para kumpleto na yung requirements bago po kayo sumugod dun sa office. No?
Pati yung form din pala, some LGUs, they have their own form na PWD ID application form. So, siguro you can download the form from the website just as a guide. Parang may basic info ka na doon. And then, when you go na lang to the center, may mga additional info, tsaka mo na lang idagdag doon.
Okay. So, halimbawa, Doc Ice, nandito na lahat ng requirements nila. Ano yung next step? Where do they bring all of these requirements?
So, now you need to submit all your requirements. So, saan ka pwede mag-submit? So, again, if there's a Persons with Disability Affairs or PDAO office in your city hall or municipal hall, so that's the best place. But if wala, pwedeng sa mga DSWD offices din in your city, pwede din sa mga health offices or its satellite offices, Office of the Mayor, and Office of your barangay captain.
So, maraming opportunities. So, don't be limited na, hindi makapunta dyan kasi layo-layo. No? Maraming opportunities for them to submit the form.
So, they really made it easy for PWD to apply for this. So after when you submit, they will check and verify the information you provided. So, this can involve many things. So, yung they will really call your doctor or the hospital
to verify
the medical, to verify the condition. Others naman, they may not do it. So, after that, you'll be assigned a PWD ID number. They will encode your information in the computer. And then, after that, just wait. You will get your PWD ID
on the same day.
Yes, on the same day.
So, while you wait, makukuha na agad.
Yes, okay. And the booklets. Don't forget to get the booklets.
Okay, so parang senior citizen talaga. May booklets din na kailangan finifill up. And dala rin nila yon dapat, no?
Dala nila yon when they go to the grocery, to the pharmacy.
Sige. Ang ganda nung, Doc Ice. So, halimbawa, if they have more questions, saan sila pwedeng magtanong?
So, if they have more questions, they can call DOH. So, they have a hotline, 632-8651-7800. And again, you can also access the website. The link will be provided in the description below. And aside from that, the NCDA or the National Council on Disability Affairs website, it's also very informative. Lahat ng mga rights and privileges ng PWD, it's all there.
Okay. So, maganda rin to educate themselves.
Yes, educate yourselves. Kasi nga, you're missing out if you don't know.
Naku, paano kung FOMO pa naman sila? Oo.
Yes. So, yun.
Okay. Doc Ice, maraming salamat for sharing all of this information, no?
No problem. It's nice to help.
Ayan. So, para po sa ating mga viewers, thank you for joining us. Ang pinag-usapan po natin ngayon ay tungkol sa PWD ID, bakit ito importante, ano yung mga benefits na makukuha with that PWD ID, and then pinag-usapan po natin yung proseso. Paano ba i-fill up ito ng tama? Ano yung mga kailangan i-submit para po ma-avail po natin on the same day yung ating PWD ID para sa ating mga anak? If you have questions or comments, feel free to drop a note in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like it and share with your friends. You can also subscribe to our channel if you wish to learn more about developmental disabilities. Hope to see you again in our next episode. This is Doc Tippy, a MedMom, thankful for special moments that truly matter to us. Remember, Every moment is special and should be cherished. Have a great day!